Hello, people, on this Christmas Eve. If you guys are watching this, probably Christmas Eve or Christmas to you guys. So, Merry Christmas to you guys that are watching this, if it is in your time zone. Today's video, I'll be helping you guys out with the current meta fight as of right now, because it does seem like a doozy for a lot of people, including myself. So, this season of meta fights, we have a KMS one, which is very rare. I think this is the first actual KMS meta shit we've gotten from the showdown, whatever. So hopefully we don't get many of these, because if they're all like this is gonna be really annoying. But this is this season's meta fights. For the sake of not butchering names, we'll just call her G for now. So G is the current meta for this season, and she is really annoying. The reason why is because she hurts. She has a lot of health, and she moves a lot. This meta fight is really annoying. So that being said, let's go ahead and help you guys out. The first problem that a lot of people are having is surviving, because guess what, guys? This is the first meta fight where we got submarines. Yes, submarines. Everyone's favorite content in this game, submarines. So how do you deal with this? It is quite simple right here. If you have hedgehogs, use them. I know a lot of people are new to this game that don't have hedgehogs. My bad. But you're gonna need hedgehogs. If you guys don't know what those are, they are the best anti-submarine killing device as of right now in the game. So if you have that, go ahead and use it. You get it from Aurora Noctis, which came out like a year and a half ago or something like that. If you have those, use them. Otherwise, if you guys don't have the hedgehogs, the best substitute you can use as of right now are gonna be the depth chargers, which are these right here. You can farm these somewhere in the game. I'm not sure what map. I'll probably put it somewhere on the screen for you guys. But using these right here will be your next best substitute. You're gonna have to use two though, because these things, or even with one hedgehog, you can slip by a submarine and hit your backline, and it'll hurt. It'll hurt a lot. So grab at least one of these, two if you can. But this boss fight is pretty annoying though. So if you can't do two, try to just run like one, but make sure it's like a super good anti-sub killer, like a DD or something. Otherwise, if you can, run two, but surviving is the biggest problem with this fight, so be careful. Right, so biggest thing right here is going to be submarines. The next biggest thing is that this boss hurts a lot. Your Vanguards gets vaporized. If you guys don't know, roughly around the 50-second mark, she's going to send out like 1 billion volleys at you and basically murder your Vanguards. If you don't have super durable Vanguards, like heavy cruisers or large cruisers, they're going to get melted. But here's the thing. Heavy cruisers and large cruisers can't equip anti-sub gear, and you need those to protect your backline, otherwise the submarines will kill them. So you're gonna have to gamble a bit. I say this because even though you should be running anti-sub gear on some of your destroyers, like for example I have it on my KimoCheese right here, she can sink, because the damage around 50 seconds, the volleys or whatever, it hurts a lot. It does a significant amount of damage, and you could probably basically end your run right there if you get really bad RNG. So it is a brutal fight for that part. So in terms of gear, you want to make sure your Vanguards are perfectly equipped for durability. Washing machines, which are basically, if you guys don't know what those are, these things right here, high performance hydraulic steering wheels or whatever they're called. Repair toolkits, always good to have those around. Pearls tier, remember that, guys. Pearls tier, if you guys can use these will help you survive. Basically, whoever sinks first heals up everyone else. So if you want to use that, that works as well too. But make sure you have your anti-sub gear, a lot of health, a lot of evasion. Don't go damage. Usually when I run a destroyer in my Mana 15 setups like KimoCheese or Kazugumo, I run sort of like a rainbow dildo, or like the black dildo, whatever. These things right here for damage. You can't for this one because she hurts, and you need that survivability. So run durability, run health, run evasion, whatever you need depending on the ship, so you don't sink as fast. Alright, now I highly recommend, if you guys do try to do this fight, run carriers, because the carriers, even though she does move a lot, and it's really annoying because sometimes you just whiff all your torpedoes. I know that personally. The projectile clear from the screen is going to help your Vanguard survive. I know a lot of people are having a hard time surviving this fight, so having the screen clear from your carriers is going to help significantly amount. So If you guys can do that, use carriers. Otherwise, if you're using battleships, be very careful because they can't screen clear. So you're going to probably take more damage on your Vanguards. So keep that in mind. And as for gear for your backline, if you guys are running carriers, I recommend definitely, if you have PR4 planes, use those. If you guys don't know, the AP rockets right here, they are very good for dealing with medium armor, which is the battle cruiser this time around. 140 mods right here. If you guys have these, definitely use them. Otherwise, use whatever fighters, dive bombers you have. But use converging torpedo bombers and definitely go for the AP rockets right here. You get these from PR4. So if you have them, use them. And as for battleships, just use whatever best AP gun you guys have. We have a new Gear Labs gun that you guys can make. It's really expensive, but if you guys can make that gun, it is pretty good for this fight. Otherwise, use whatever best AP gun you guys have. Like if it's like champagne gun right here, use that. Yeah, or if it's like, I don't know, the Marco Polo gun, use those. But definitely use AP guns here. Don't use HE, but use AP guns or something like that for this fight. It's gonna help you out. So ideally, you want to have at least one durable tank, whether there's like a heavy cruiser, large cruiser. Make sure the person in the front Vanguard slot is a tank because she hurts a lot. Even for heavy cruisers, she hurts a lot. So run as durable as you can, the most durable Vanguard you have, and then make sure you have at least one or two. Specifically, I recommend using two of either a light cruiser destroyer, 2 light cruisers, or 2 destroyers if you want to do it that way. All right. There's some significant ships you can use for protection, like Eldridge is a good example of ships that can protect you for a little while so you don't take any damage. Use that if you want to. Otherwise, I recommend if you guys just want to go for points or scoring or whatever, run Shimakaze or something like that. But if surviving is your biggest problem as of right now, Eldritch is a really good example of protection. You can also run things like Gion as well too if you want to do that, like a Gion Helena setup. This is one of the old school setup for Meta 15s. A lot of people ran this back in the day, like last year. Helena and Gion right here. Gion gives you a shield every 20 seconds, I believe, for 6% of, I think, her health or something like that, or your health, I'm not sure. But she can use her as well too. She can equip anti-sub gear. So if you guys really need that anti-sub gear, use a Gion and use Helena together, and that should help you out just a little bit. But keep in mind, guys, because you're using 2 light cruisers, you won't have that destroyer damage or that destroyer mobility. Mobility is very important for this fight because she does a lot of bondage chains in her fight. So you're going to get slowed down a lot. The slow is really annoying and it can end your run right there. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of people play on auto. I play on auto as well too. So it's a lot of RNG when you play on auto. If you're manualing, you can just dodge the chains. You don't get hurt by them or get slowed by them. So that's going to help you out a lot. But a lot of people are going to play auto. And if you're playing on auto, protection here is key. You want to protect your Vanguard. You want to protect your backline. So it's not as damage oriented this time around as compared to the previous meta fights. But if you want to go for as high as points possible, you're going to have to survive the fight first. And when you survive the fight first, then you can worry about damage and whatnot. But I know a lot of people probably watching this video are struggling trying to survive the whole fight. So protection is key. Anti-sub gear, evasion, health, shields, whatever you guys have, bring that to the table. It'll help you survive. All right. So those are my tips for you guys. Run whatever backline you guys want. I know the biggest thing for most people right now is survivability. So anti-sub gear, health, evasion, Eldritch, use the Gion, use those ships that can help protect your Vanguard even further so you don't sink as fast. And then once you have that first minute and 20 seconds of the fight done, you survive the whole fight, then you can worry about slotting in more damage things or change things up as accordingly to get more points if you're aiming for more points. All right. So those are my tips for you guys. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Once again, Merry Christmas to you guys watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.